Okay, with the two big mass building energy drainers out of the way, we're going to be moving on to some refining movements. There are different variations of this exercise that I'm about to do now. Some people use dumbbells. I personally like to use the cable machine. The reason for that is the cable machine is stationary. The cable machine puts direct pressure onto the bicep. You don't have to worry about the balance and those types of things. When you're using a dumbbell, even though there's not a lot of balance involved, you're using other muscles other than the bicep. You're using a little bit of the shoulder, using a little bit of the hips, you're using a little bit of the legs. With the cable machine, it's stationary. You're stationary. You get positioned, and you're able to just really concentrate on the bicep. Because when you're doing this exercise, you bring it all the way down. You don't lock out. You don't drop your wrist and drop your elbow and lock it out. Don't put pressure on your elbow. You're coming down to about right there. And you're coming up all the way, as far as you can. Down, up. The reason for that is the bicep head will tie into right here. Now, if you'll notice certain people in the gym, if they're not doing this exercise correctly, when they flex, their bicep will actually come and tie in right here. It doesn't come all the way into the forearm. It'll come to about right here. That's usually a sign that either they've ripped their bicep and they've had it reattached, because it's hard to reattach the bicep all that way, or that they're not doing their exercises correctly. If you don't do them correctly, they won't grow properly. All the way down will ensure that your bicep ties in right there. All the way up will ensure that you get that nice peak on the top of your arm. Now, we'll talk about the supination. You'll be able to see why that's so important. When you're down, your wrist is out. As you come up, if I don't supinate, that's what happens. See how that changes? That's just a simple turn of the wrist. If you don't turn your wrist, you're not going to get that full effect. You want the peak. Once again, watch. No supination. When you come up, when you supinate, watch this. Boom. See how that changes? Supinate. Don't supinate. That's right. Supinate. That is the answer. Let's get started. Once again, reiterating form. Your knees are always bent, taking the pressure off the lower back. Your elbows and your shoulders are back. Now, depending on the weight you use, I'm using a lighter weight right now because I want to put some refining movement. I'm not trying to worry about the mass. We did mass with the drag curl and the barbell curl. This is for definition. If you're a beginner, go ahead and worry about keeping your shoulder and your elbow back. That way you get the proper form memorized. If you're somebody who's a more advanced trainer, you can roll it forward just a little bit. And what you do is I put my hand on my hip. You can put your hand here. Something to just hold you stationary. Feet are shoulder width apart and bent. And you curl the weight up. As you should know by now, you're breathing out on the way up, in on the way down. Why are you breathing out on the way up? Why? That's right. Gives you more power on the way up. So, breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. Let me show you from the other arm. Also, little known fact, everybody's body is different. I'm right-handed. This has a bigger arm. This has a smaller arm, but strangely enough, this arm will peak more than this arm. Peak, by that I mean you can see that that arm, as massive as it is, doesn't have that good of a peak. This arm has a totally different look to it. They're both virtually the same size, they're just shaped differently. So once again, breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, supinating the wrist, breathing in. And again, you can see how much more that bicep peaks than the other one. It's strange. how it's done. Massive biceps and the perfect routine. Shake them out, then pose.